Inspired by the adventures of our nurses, therapists, and techs, A Beer with Atlas is the only healthcare traveling, craft beer drinking podcast. Each week, we'll open a few beers, talk about the brewery and the style of beer, and then dive into some research curated specifically for each episode. In the end, we hope each one sounds like a conversation you'd have with your friends while enjoying a few cold ones.
Welcome to another episode of A Beer with Atlas. I'm Rich.
I'm Brian.
I'm Dolan.
Okay, week one of Allison beers.
Oh.
And I'll explain what that is.
Okay.
Allison beers?
Allison beers, yes.
Okay.
So our rep at Bullhorn, name's Allison, who is lives on the East Coast, just outside of Boston.
Sure.
Because Boston is where Bullhorn is located.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Knows that we like IPAs. She likes IPAs. She likes craft beer in general. And so when we went up there just, a couple of months ago for Engage, which is their annual conference, she showed up at the lobby with like 6 4-packs of East Coast beers that we can't get.
Oh, perfect.
So a nice mix of them. So we're going to have a couple weeks worth of beers that she provided for us because she listens to the podcast. She knows we like them. She likes them too and wanted to share.
Is this why we use Bullhorn?
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
mean, they're all very nice too. Like
Sure.
they treat us very, very well. But the fact that
A little icing on the cake. A little IPA in the
Absolutely.
cooler,
Yeah.
so to speak.
one of my favorite people there, his name is Sun, who has been there for a million years. He's a Bud Light guy. Mm-hmm. We are slowly turning him.
Oh, okay.
Slowly. He was here in Omaha for the College World Series. He had a couple of hazy IPAs on a cross train with us.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he was like, yeah, that's not bad. And then an hour later, I saw him with a Bud Light in his hand. So
You know,
he likes what he likes.
at least he tried something.
It's fine. Yeah.
Might
So-
take more than, 1 or 2 tries.
So the first one this week, Modestman Brewing, Center of Attention. It's their flagship New England style IPA.
Okay.
It actually says flagship on the can.
That's nice. It looks like it has a gas mask.
So if you're going there,
Yeah.
then the beer tenders are that's the one that they're gonna point to if you say I like IPAs.
I like IPAs. This is our flagship.
Okay.
So
Until it's humid here in Omaha today.
the can's really sweaty.
It is real sweaty.
I'm really sweaty.
Gross. Modest Man is that was so
It's
terrible.
awful early for that.
Modest Man is located at 100 Main Street in Keene, New Hampshire. Now, how big is Keene? I didn't even look this up. Did you look that up?
No, but I think it's probably pretty small.
Is it even pronounced Keene?
I think so.
Keene. I would say that's Keene.
I think so. I think it sounds about right.
Keene.
Keene.
Oh yeah, Keene.
It's not Keene.
No. I have a friend with that last name, so
Keene.
Keene.
Okay. Yeah. Open Sunday through Wednesday, noon to 9. Thursday through Saturday, noon to 10. Not bad hours for being downtown.
Noon to 9, noon to 10.
Noon
Okay,
to 9,
yeah.
noon to 10.
Yeah, that's good. First thing I wrote down for my research today. On tap, I just put great beer names.
It's
They had some good ones,
fantastic.
right? So I picked a few. Art Official Intelligence. So like 3 words.
Art official.
It's a collab beer with Spyglass Brewing, which is out there.
Oh.
It's a DIPA.
Okay.
Throwback to the Future, which is a hazy New England style single hop. Nelson Sauvin, or however you say that.
Yeah.
And then one stout I wrote down was just called Soul Food. Which was, I guess, maybe it's good for your soul. I don't know, but we're not quite to stout season. It's
No.
going to be a while yet.
Yep.
But I'm just, keeping the fire going.
Judging
just
by
in
the
case.
sweatiness of the can, we're gonna be in this season for a while.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
This brewery location is in an old bank. Did you?
I didn't know that. No, I didn't see that.
So it was a bank for a long time, and now it's a brewery. They have a sister restaurant, which I wrote down. Did you get any of that stuff?
I did. Yeah.
Taco Odele.
Taquiera Odele.
There you go.
So, like we said off before we turned the mics on, there's not much about this brewery out there.
No.
I believe it was founded in 2009.
Okay.
The guy's name is Ash Sheehan.
That's cool.
And there was a quote in a magazine, a Keene Sentinel. So the article, the newspaper there had an article about him and about the brewery. And Sierra Hubbard, who wrote the article, said, Modest Man's owner, Ash Sheehan, is also the proprietor of Taquiera Odele, just a few doors down from the brewery. He wasn't reachable for comment over the weekend. This is the article about opening their first brewery in that town.
And he also has a restaurant. Yeah.
And he has a restaurant. He wasn't reachable for
We
comment.
couldn't get a hold of him. This sounds like one of those papers. When I was a kid on the farm, we got the Beatrice paper. It came on Wednesday. So it's like, I mean, you're talking about local news.
Right.
This sounds like that. Like he was out of town.
Local man's crops, you know, kind of stories.
Or he's just like, nah.
Maybe I'm too busy.
I think he's...
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I think Dolan's right. I think he's very modest.
Maybe. Doesn't want any information.
Yeah.
Maybe that's him calling us right now.
Maybe.
I don't know.
That's Dolan's
All right.
wife.
I hope so. Give me some beer.
Okay.
Yeah, ship it to us. So I wrote down, I did a little research on the town because I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think it's fairly small. I didn't get a population, but I did get some kind of fun facts for us.
Okay.
They set a world record for most jack-o'-lanterns several times.
That's a weird...
Right?
Okay.
A Guinness Book sort of situation. I guess they really love Halloween in this
it's
area.
the Boston area, right?
Yeah.
Carved
Yes,
jack-o'-lanterns?
Yep.
Oh.
'Cause otherwise, it's just a pumpkin. You got to
Okay,
carve it,
okay,
get a face in there. Yeah. Named after Sir Benjamin Keene, who was an English minister. So I'm guessing it's kind of like, what is that diplomatic term we have now? Where you're the secretary or whatever. We have like a guy from the United States that lives in Ireland, and he's our...
Oh, like our diplomat.
Yeah, whatever that is. So it's like their version of that
Okay.
to Spain and the West Indies Trading Company. So that's, a couple hundred years ago. They have an indie baseball team called the Keene Swamp Bats.
Swamp bats.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had one famous person from the town.
Not Ash Sheehan.
Not Ash Sheehan, because
Okay.
he wasn't available to tell about himself.
True.
And I'm going to say famous with quotes, right? I know who this person was. I didn't know who he was, but I have seen his work before.
Okay.
Or heard it.
Okay.
His name was Duncan Watson.
No idea.
Now, this is going to be more you and I.
Okay.
Don't want to be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
He was the voice actor of Sir Charles Brown, a.k.a. Charlie Brown,
Ah.
in the late 70s.
Okay. Oh, just that.
Yes. So he did 4 things as Charlie Brown.
So what? Great Pumpkin and Christmas.
Not
and...
those, because those are the 60s.
What?
He did Be My Valentine, Charlie Brown, which was a
Okay.
TV special in 1975.
Okay.
You're a Good Sport, Charlie Brown,
No.
TV 1975.
Really?
Happy Anniversary, Charlie Brown. This was a documentary that was in 76. So it would have been like their 25th anniversary, I think.
Okay.
And then this is the one I personally own this movie. It's called Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown. And it's like they go to summer camp and they team up and they have like a big raft race down this white water rapids. And there's some camp bullies that they're going against, and there's a bunch of sabotage, and they get lost halfway through. And it's a boys versus girls situation. And I only know about this because Oscar loved it.
Really?
And he watched it for like a year straight a couple years ago.
All right, let me ask you a question about
Sure,
this.
sure.
Because I remember a Charlie Brown episode. So this would have all been like, I was born in 74, so I would have been too young to see it live.
Sure.
Right, when it actually happened, when you had to actually like
Had
turn
to
the
watch it.
TV
Yes,
on,
yes,
right,
yes.
in order to see it. Do you remember one where they went to France
Yeah, I have that one too.
with the chateau?
Yeah,
and they
the
get
chateau
stuck
that's on fire.
outside?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course, yeah.
Okay, I thought I just imagined that.
No, that's not a fever dream.
No, okay.
Or too many, double
Too many
IPAs
Double
from
IPAs.
here.
Too many center of attention, Modest Man.
That's
beers.
a real one.
Okay,
They go
okay.
there. They go. It's like a foreign exchange program.
Yes.
And this girl's been writing old Charlie Brown.
And
Yes.
they go there, and then they can't get in, and it starts
Yeah,
raining.
They sleep
and then-
outside.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the whole deal.
Okay. All right.
All right, Dolan, you can come back online now.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
I mean, the only Charlie Brown I've had is the Christmas one. Mm-hmm. That's the only one.
Great
that I've-
Pumpkin. You're not a Great Pumpkin fan.
Halloween, Thanksgiving one. That's a
don't-
classic.
I don't know. I think we've only owned the Christmas one growing up. Or which the one is where they're like on the stage doing the the play.
Yeah, that's the Christmas.
That's Christmas, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the one.
You know
Yeah,
what
he gets
insult-
the little tree and the
Right, Charlie Brown Christmas tree, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what insult we need to bring back?
Blockhead.
Blockhead.
Yeah.
blockhead.
You blockhead.
I had to talk to Oscar about that
Uh-oh.
a couple years ago.
Did he call people blockhead?
He was using it at preschool. And correctly. He was
Well-
using it correctly, but I was kind of like, you can't say that, even though it's a 60-year-old insult, and it's a lot better than what's out there now. It's still not great.
That's not awesome,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I brought up Charlie Brown on Sunday. It was Father's Day.
Okay.
I broke down in my hometown. My starter went out.
That sounds like a song title. I
Yeah.
broke down in my hometown.
My starter went out. That's the album.
I'm going to start writing that song. Okay.
No, so went and picked up a new starter, brought it over to my dad's. I was going to take him to lunch. Instead, I
Made
was
him
like,
work on your vehicle.
"Hey, Dad, you want to help me with this?" So
Did you play some Grateful Dead while you were doing it?
No, actually, no, not at all. But so we got the new starter in. It took us like 6 hours because the bolts sucked. So
It's a great Father's Day right there.
oh yeah, I know. I kept telling him, "Well, Happy Father's Day, Happy Father's Day." And then when we were all done, I looked so dirty. Like I had it all over my face. I had stuff all over my hair, my arms. I looked like
Pigpen.
Pigpen. Yeah.
There you go.
He's
Little
always got
cloud as
the-
you walked. Yeah.
the dust coming off of him.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was me. I went to Walmart because I had to buy a couple pieces, and in my hometown, everything closes at 8. So Walmart was the only option, and I went in there looking like a coal miner.
Nice.
Yeah.
Small town, though. I mean, small Nebraska, right? I mean,
Yep,
Small town Nebraska.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're probably used to that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I kept referencing.
Yeah.
They're probably just like, hey, here's Dolan. Did they know
So
it was you?
I can't believe, going back to the Charlie Brown thing, I can't believe that I guess I never noticed a difference in the voices.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, and then there was a different one. There was like a 1980, I think, is when they kind of started making them again. There was another Christmas one that happened where he's selling these wreaths or something like that, and that's when you get to see Snoopy dressed as Santa and Woodstock's involved for the first time. I'm a Charlie Brown kind of person, so I know that stuff.
What was the first appearance of the Red Baron? Do we know this yet?
I mean, it would have been in the comics,
Yeah.
because that was World War I, which is when Charles Schultz was a kid.
Yep.
So he knew about that. Also, Red Baron Pizza, not terrible,
No, not terrible.
not too bad. Okay, so as we kind of already talked a little bit about, there wasn't much information. Like I couldn't even get like a what's on tap list.
There was a little bit, but not that
Not
much.
much.
No, not much at all.
And I looked around and I was like, what am I going to talk about? What's going on here? And then I found this. Lots of this town of Keene is seen in the movie Jumanji,
Really?
the 1995
The
Robin
original?
Williams.
Okay.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where I went. I was like, well, I know what it looks like because I've seen that movie a few times.
Wow. So they filmed there then.
Yeah. So like
Wow.
the shoe factory. You remember this? Where
Yes.
they were?
Yes.
That was an actual some sort of a different factory back in the day at this place.
Oh.
And the neighborhoods were in that town. Anything that was like the town
Yeah.
was in Keene, from what I could tell.
Oh.
So I did some like deep dives onto that. The movie, based on a children's book that came out in 1981. It was written and illustrated by Chris Van Allsburg, and it has 2 chimps on the cover.
Okay.
And they get, all sorts of trouble. The author says, I don't know if this is true, but the word Jumanji means many effects in the Zulu language.
Well, that tracks.
So, yeah, it makes
Okay.
sense, right?
Yeah.
We all know Robin Williams. He's kind of the vehicle driver of this movie. He
Yep.
plays a guy named Alan. They gave him the script. They wanted to make the movie with him, right? And he looks at it, and he reads it, and he's like, this is trash. I'm not doing this. No, thank you. He passes, right?
Wow. What? Okay. Well, I'm trying to think of what he did right around that.
I thought of that too, and I went and did a little deeper dive on that.
Okay.
The biggest thing was Hook.
Oh,
So he's coming right off a hook, basically.
He'd do Hook, but he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
And then like Mrs. Doubtfire. So that's
Wow.
kind of around his time frame of these.
Yeah.
And then he has that late 90s surge with like Patch Adams and some of those other movies.
Yep.
And yeah. So
into,
this is
into Good Will Hunting and
Yeah. So he is a big star at this time.
Yep.
Here's after he's passed the first time. Here's other people that they wanted, worked out, talked about, but didn't hire. Because eventually, as we know, he went.
He said yes.
They had some revisions done.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks. Could he do it? Maybe.
But that was right around Castaway, wasn't it? I mean, that.
It would have been like coming off of Streets of Philadelphia or that movie Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And Forrest Gump. It would have been right around there.
He would have cost more, considerably more,
Yes.
probably.
Here,
Okay.
this one,
interesting.
I was scratching my head. Dan Aykroyd. Oh. I mean, he was kind of a big star-ish.
Yeah.
He
You
was
know
just in that movie with the bees.
With the bees.
The kid died from the bees. Macaulay Culkin.
Oh.
Bee Sting. My Girl.
My
There
Girl.
we go.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase.
No.
I
Can't see
wouldn't
it.
like that.
Can't see it.
Sean
No.
Penn. He's not funny enough.
Can't see that either.
Harrison Ford.
No.
Kevin Costner.
I mean, they just opened the book at the time of popular.
Basically.
Yeah. and then-
Richard Dreyfuss. No way.
Well, I mean,
You
coming
think?
off of What About Bob, I
Yeah,
think
that's
Richard
true.
Dreyfuss could play the.
He was kind of the straight man. Yeah.
I could. Okay.
Michael Douglas.
No.
Alec Baldwin was one. He could probably do it.
Alec Baldwin.
Yep.
No, I can't see it.
And this guy, who I don't know, Rupert Everett.
Yeah, Rupert.
he in?
Was it Four Weddings and a Funeral?
Okay, maybe. I thought that was Hugh Grant.
No, he was
he's
in
in
that
it
too.
too?
Yeah, I think he was in it too. I could be wrong.
So that's the list of who also had a shot. And then Robin Williams came back in and swooped in.
That would have been interesting to see some of those. I think out of all of them,
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd. I could have seen Dan Aykroyd in that role.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You remember Dragnet with him?
Yeah.
That wasn't
It was not
too
good.
great.
They should not redo those movies like that.
No.
They shouldn't.
I mean, it wasn't really a comedy in the show. You know what I mean? Like the 60s
No.
TV show?
Right.
Okay, you thought that list was bad.
Oh boy.
Wait till you find out Sarah's character. That's Bonnie Hunt, right?
Yeah.
She's it. She did a great job. Here's the list of others. This is basically every female actress that had been in a movie at that time.
At that time.
Julia Roberts. I don't think so.
No.
Kim Cattrall. Maybe.
Maybe.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
No.
Meg Ryan.
Yeah, I could
She
see
probably
that.
would have been all right.
I could have seen that. Yeah.
Jennifer Tilly.
I don't. I'm thinking of Meg Tilly. I
Yeah.
don't think that's. No, I don't know.
Helen Hunt.
It was like right around Jurassic Park time,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah. So.
What about this one? I've never seen her in a movie. Heather Locklear. I mean, I know she was on TV shows.
Too young. She'd have
Think
been
so?
too young. Yeah, for that.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Bonnie Hunt's character and Robin Williams' character are supposed to be the same age.
Right, and Heather Locklear would have been too young.
And Robin Williams was already 10 years older than Bonnie Hunt.
Yeah. Was this about the time of Baywatch and when she was married to
Yeah.
Tommy Lee and
It was right before, yeah.
Right.
Before, Tommy and Pam got together.
So just because of that, wait, she was married.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Okay.
Jodie Foster was on there.
Eh.
I don't think so.
I just watched Silence of the Lambs again the other night.
that's a good
That's
movie.
a classic.
Madonna was on the list.
No. Well, that
Great
would
Dick Tracy.
that would have been right about the time of Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, she did that HBO special movie, A Body of Evidence. movie.
Body of Evidence.
14. That's
look
a
that
classic.
up. Absolutely. Maddox, do not look that up.
Don't look it up if you're home with your parents.
Great. Here we go.
Michelle Pfeiffer, right after the Batman. Sharon Stone. No. She turned it down, maybe.
Man.
Go do Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
Leah Thompson.
I could see that.
Julianne Moore. Kind of an unknown still at that time.
Early, yeah.
Had just done Lebowski.
Yep.
Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing.
Probably pre-nose job.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, I probably could have seen that.
And then this one, I was like, no way. Rebecca De Mornay.
No.
She was rocking the cradle too hard to be in a Jumanji.
She was so great. What was the other one?
Risky Business. I turned into a man when I saw that movie.
Single White Female.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Single White Female? The one where she got the roommate? and-
Jennifer Jason Lee?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Rebecca De Mornay?
I don't know. I wasn't old enough to see that movie.
It's also a fun Seinfeld reference, too. Rebecca
That's true.
De Mornay.
Here's something that you probably didn't know, because I didn't know it. Sarah's character and Alan's character, they're not in the book that the movie's based on.
Oh, I
They're
did
like,
not.
the two leads of the movie aren't
What?
even in the book.
I
Oh,
didn't
boy.
know
That's one of
that.
those deals where, you know what? The book is better. Well, it's different for sure.
Well, it's different.
You remember who the child was, the girl?
The blonde girl, right? Yeah.
That was Kirsten Dunst. That's who that was.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Scarlett Johansson was up for that part, and she didn't. She lost out to Kirsten
Dunst.
Yes.
And then she did Interview with a Vampire. Probably
Yes.
shortly after that.
Yep. And then on her way to the Spider-Man.
Yep.
No live animals were used in the movie.
All CG.
All of them.
Well, by that time, Jurassic Park was first, right? And
Yeah.
Jurassic Park changed things considerably.
For sure.
And so it was probably easier for them to do that, to wireframe those and do all CG animals.
I never saw this when it was out, right?
Okay.
I've only seen it as a dad. So when I watched it, I was like, this CG is trash. I can make this on my phone. But back then, it was
Think about
pretty
the time,
amazing.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
It was
time.
25, 30
Dawn
years ago.
could do that right now.
Oh, yeah, he could definitely do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, Nathan can. How
maybe
about that?
maybe Nathan. Yeah.
The only thing that wasn't CG animal was the crocodile. Remember, he's like wrestling a
Yeah.
crocodile? That was a huge puppet. There was actually a guy in a crocodile like suit
No way.
that it was in that part of the movie.
Wow.
And it was worn by a guy that designed it named Tom Woodruff Jr.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
They just maybe couldn't get the CG down right.
Yeah,
and
I
then-
think so, with the actual interaction
Yeah.
that they wanted to have. When the movie came out, Robin Williams would not let his children see it because it was too scary, he thought.
It was kind of scary.
It was kind of scary.
A little bit.
Because there's
I
that
got
guy
scared when I
chasing him,
watched it.
shooting at him, that hunter guy.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
And he's kind of a creepy dude.
Like scarier than the stampede and all sorts
Stampede
of stuff.
scared me. Yeah.
The end of the movie, where they're like having a Christmas party or whatever, and the kids come, it's like after everything's happened. That was the first thing they shot
Really?
because they basically tore the house apart and destroyed it. So they're like,
yeah.
okay, we need the house first. So they shot that first,
Yep.
and then they went back and
Destroyed the house.
yes, it had a $65 million budget, which seems like a lot.
That's well at the time.
At
That's
the time,
nothing
it was
right
probably
now.
it was all almost Robin Williams' salary
Yeah.
and the CGI.
And CGI.
Probably not David Allen Greer. He probably didn't get a lot of money for that. But man, he's great in that one.
Well, I mean that was
That was coming off of, it was like Living
Living
Color, you know?
right? Yeah.
He makes the first like basketball shoe. Remember that? Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
They look like the Shaqs, the Shaq shoes.
Yes.
That's kind of what it looked like.
Yep.
It made $263 million. So that
Nice.
was okay.
That's pretty good. That's a good
Yeah.
return on their investment.
Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, in the movie, they made 3 different custom boards for the game, like the sets, right? That they
Okay.
played.
Yeah.
One of them sold in 2014 for $60,000.
One of the actual
Yep.
prop game
Yeah, movie scene,
movie
yeah.
used.
Wow.
Okay.
They have a sequel
Yeah.
Ah, really?
to the book and the movie,
No.
and it was because of this movie we get the Marvel universe.
Oh, whoa, really?
It's Jon Favreau. He's the one. He
He did the sequel?
Yes, and it was called Zathura.
Yep.
Oh.
It's the space game.
And they wanted to just call it Jumanji 2. And he was like, no, we're not doing that.
No.
I don't want to do that. I'm making this other movie. And it tanked. It was terrible.
yeah.
The movie
pretty
was
bad.
good, but
it?
I
Have
thought
you
it was.
seen it?
I've not seen it. No.
It the thing that made it crazy was they ended up in space, and then there was these aliens, and
Yes.
Mm.
and it was this kid battling. It was kind of scary though too.
Yeah, it is
I
scary.
remember watching it as a kid. I'm like, man, this is terrifying.
Wow.
Whatever the main guy actor is in the Hunger Games, Jessica Lawrence's co-part guy. I can't remember what his name is right off the top of my head.
Yeah, okay.
He's the kid in that movie.
He's interesting.
And Dax Shepard is in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, that movie doesn't do great. And the next thing that he does, he feels like he has to make it a hit. And it happens to be Iron Man.
Iron Man. So this came after PCU.
Yes.
We have a weird kind of PCU ongoing reference here in the office with some of us.
That makes sense.
PCU comes up at least once a week now.
Well, there you go.
There it is right there.
And the last thing I have for us was there was a PS2 game for this. It was like a tie-in to the Jumanji.
Okay.
Came out in 2006 in Europe. It had nothing to do with the movie. It was just called Jumanji. And it was like nothing at all. But it was called Jumanji, so they put it out.
They somehow just got the rights to the name or something?
11 years later, they put out a game called Jumanji.
Wow.
Interesting.
Family wanted more money or something.
I guess,
Who
something.
knows?
So that's what I have for us. That's all that stuff was in Keene,
That's so weird.
hometown of this brewery.
That's
Wow.
so weird.
That's really cool.
So you could go to this place and then walk around the town and see the stuff from the movie, probably, at least some of it.
Interesting.
The library.
There's
and
a
all
few
that stuff.
places like that here in Omaha, right? Isn't one of the high schools is in some movie?
In Election.
Yeah.
Election,
Was
right?
it Central?
Central?
Wasn't it? Yeah,
Wasn't it
I'm
Central?
sure.
Yeah.
And then there was who was here? It was right when I was graduating college because my professor gave us all an opportunity to go be an intern on a movie set that was happening in Fremont. And I can't remember.
Was it the one with Will Forte?
I can't remember who was in it.
I mean, the About Schmidt was filmed here with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
That was here, but that was more Midtown. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple spots like that here. It's pretty cool.
I went a different way.
Okay.
So when I first started doing my research early this morning when I got in, and I was still eating my breakfast,
Yeah.
I just typed in The Modest Man,
Okay.
and I got this website, themodestman.com.
Okay.
And I started scrolling down, like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's how a modest man dresses for like modern business attire.
Okay.
Okay. I thought, well, I didn't know what I was going to do here.
Yeah.
So I'll go back and I'll research the beer a little bit and I'll get my other, and I'll
Sure.
come back to this. So here is the brief history of business casual in the United States.
Business cash, huh?
Business casual, yeah. From themodestman.com.
Pretty much just a suit and tie until what, 1980?
1960.
Oh.
Up until the 1960s, men didn't wear casual clothing
That's
to the
right.
office, baseball games, to
Oh,
get
no.
on an airplane.
Yeah, I used to dress up for the
Right?
airplane.
You put a tie on.
Wow.
Now you barely are awake.
Right? You
roll into your pajamas and
you
slippers and
throw your
look
Crocs
like
on. and
Nope. Yeah.
Roll onto the
Anything
plane.
whatever's most comfortable to get on a plane.
Apparently.
Right.
Yeah.
Casual wear was only worn at home during the evenings and weekends in the 60s. Things
That's
began
true.
changing when the Hawaiian custom of Aloha Friday started making its way across
Hell
the
yes.
country. Started in Hawaii, went to California, started spreading east from there. So working professionals who were tired of dressing up every single day could wear like a flowery or Hawaiian shirt
Hell yeah.
to work, which maybe is where you get the office
Casual
space.
Friday? Oh, yeah.
So go ahead and feel free to wear a Hawaiian shirt on Friday.
Friday.
Reference,
Wow, I didn't
right?
know that. Okay.
Yeah. Fast forward to the 1990s, offices are more casual than ever. Many men are wearing jeans, shorts, or even T-shirts to work. So
Hell yeah.
about
Jean
where we
shorts.
are, right? Yeah, jorts. The idea of Casual Friday has started to spread through the rest of the work week. The denim behemoth Levi's in the early 90s introduces Dockers.
Oh my god.
Remember when Dockers came out?
Yeah, dude.
Yep. The khaki pants existed, but they didn't really have a brand, so to
Sure.
speak. And Dockers made it more common.
Yeah.
Levi's created a visual pamphlet for customers to hand out. So places like Dillard's or J. Crew or wherever, places that sold Dockers could hand this out to men.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, this is what you wear your Dockers with, or these are the kinds of shoes you would wear your Dockers
Your
with.
Docker
or-
shoes. Your
Absolutely.
boat shoes.
Initially, they were labeled as preppy pants,
That makes total
Yeah.
sense.
right? That kind of,
Early 90s?
yeah. And that pushed like Ralph Lauren and Brooks Brothers and J. Crew to notice and start producing their own kind of casual dress pant.
Slack. Yeah.
Exactly. Men started wearing khakis and chinos and polos and casual button-up shirts to work instead of full suits through the 90s into the 2000s. And then over the next 3 decades, obviously, unless you work in a bank or an insurance office, right? I mean, you're not wearing that anymore.
Yeah, I had to 100% change my
Change
clothing
your
when I went to work
wardrobe.
at State Farm. Because it was all business cash. And I had to even buy some suits for the court days. So I
Right.
was like the opposite of that. But
I still have ties.
I do. I have a few.
Yeah.
I've got ties.
Well, do you wear them though?
Yeah, every once in a while. I mean, weddings and
A show. You ever wear 'em to the
just-
show?
I guess you-
yeah,
yeah, I
I
mean-
did just wear it
Yeah.
to the last show. I wore a tie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
There's some fun about a tie. It's like the opposite of what it used to be. Now it's like, oh, look at that guy. He's wearing
Yeah,
a
he's
tie.
wearing a tie.
What's
That's
up with
weird.
him? Yeah.
Yeah.
like wow, he's okay.
He's out there.
I actually prefer, and this just happened at Engage, the T-shirt with the jacket and the tennis shoes kind of look.
Oh.
So dressed up, but then dressed down a little
You know,
bit.
I always giggle inside when I'm at the airport and you can see, you're like, okay, that guy runs a company and he's trying to be just like us because he's got the blazer
Yeah.
and the tie and the jeans.
And the jeans.
And he's, maybe he's got a backpack, but he's like, oh, he's just one of us, that guy.
I always laugh at the guys over when we go to Cunningham's, our normal
Yeah,
lunch
lunch spot,
place.
yeah.
And the bankers from the very large bank right across the street are there in their suits and they're all uncomfortable and shit. And then we're in our shorts and
They're eating their chicken wings 8 feet from their body so
Yep.
they don't get on their suit.
and drinking water, or whatever, or their iced teas. And yeah. So,
Take that, full business dress.
yeah. Deny my loan now.
Yeah,
Jerk.
I like it here. I show up in sweatpants and whatever T-shirt I find in my drawer some days.
Don't wear a collar today, though. Look,
you're
he's wearing
branded
the,
today.
He's wearing the polo
Yeah.
shirt today.
I like this polo shirt.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Shouldn't have wore it today, maybe, though. It's a little sticky.
It is hot out there.
We're where? You told
You
us you were
said we're
sweaty,
sweaty earlier.
so-
Oh, yeah. I'm still sweating.
Still sweaty.
All right, before I go to TripAdvisor, let's talk about this beer for a second.
Yeah.
Getting back into IPAs again, this is a nice little gateway for
Yeah.
me. I have been seriously burned out on IPAs.
Oh my gosh. That's because
And-
you were in Boston, I think.
Well, I mean, just,
that'll happen.
Just in general, right? I mean, I don't know.
Oh, not me.
And this is very, very good. I mean,
Yeah. What's the
It's a
IBU
really good
on
IPA.
this? It feels like it might be more than normal for us. Does it say?
It doesn't say.
Maybe it'll be on Untapped.
It might be on Untapped. Tasting notes: balmy mango hue, flowery passion fruit, flawlessly balanced, soft mouthfeel.
It did definitely have soft,
Soft.
pillowy mouthfeel, if you
Pillow.
will.
Yes, 7 ABV, 7%.
7% on the ABV.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of on the top end of a regular IPA.
For a
but
regular,
Yeah.
I thought it was very nice. So a little bitterness on the end. I thought it was nice.
It did have a little bitterness.
Fantastic can art though. It's-
Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool.
yeah.
I like the logo, too.
The 2 M's.
Yeah, the 2 M's.
Yeah.
The upside down one. And
Abstract-ish.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it upside down? They just...
I think the top one looks like it could be upside down.
I mean, I think if you just look at it from far away, you get the impression that it's 2 M's.
Oh, from the top. Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Just because of the way the little lines go.
Yep.
So,
And I could see it the other way, too. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like you flip it over, it does the same thing.
same thing.
I thought it was a upside down M and another one.
Or
but-
like almost looks like a WM.
Yeah, but it's not.
No.
It's cool, though.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the kind of the monster logo. I don't know.
A little bit with less claws.
Yeah, less claws.
Yeah. TripAdvisor, 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5 on 4 reviews. They were all good. So I had to go to Google.
Uh-oh.
And there were some fun ones on Google.
Great.
Here's a 1-star, though.
Okay.
All right, here we go. 1 star from Josh Stillwell. He only had 1 review
He
out there
used his
total.
full name.
And
We
Josh
can find him.
Stillwell. We can look him up.
All right.
$18 for a 4-pack isn't very modest, man. Look, at least he got the punctuation right
So
there.
punny.
Right? In fact, it killed any sort of buzz that I was feeling off your
Oh,
beer.
no.
This isn't Vermont. Take your pretentiousness elsewhere.
Oh, man.
Get out of here.
I like it.
18
When was this written, by the way? Do we know?
Last year.
Oh, I'm going to say because now
That's
that's
funny.
Last
pretty
year.
all right.
Yeah. So,
Oh, boy.
Reminds me of when they opened the microbrew in South Park. Have you seen that?
Oh, yep.
Speaking of which,
Trick-or-treat.
South Park guys just reopened Casa Bonita. So,
Did they really?
Yeah, they're
Oh my
in
gosh.
Denver.
They're finally done. You've been there.
I have been. I
You
was
been
there
there, Dolan?
previous.
No, never been there.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. It's something.
$40 million renovation to that place.
Wow.
Let's be honest, it probably needed it.
Oh yeah.
It's-
It needed it when I was
yeah.
there. That was in the 90s.
There's a great little brewery right next to it too. There, so I believe it's called. Oh gosh, it's on Colfax, and so I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, it's a Bills. It's a Buffalo Bills themed brewery. So the dude that owns
Denver?
it is a Bills fan. Yes.
Ah.
So they got some good beers though.
I
so,
bet.
Yeah, we had a good time. Oh, Untapped, 1,729 check-ins. Where do you think we land on Modest Man, center of attention?
It's not so modest, man.
Not so
Kill my
Modest,
buzz.
man.
He was looking to get hammered.
He was on a cheap budget.
Right. Why would you go to a brewery
Right.
for that?
Get yourself a 30 rack.
Well, guess what?
Keystone.
If you bought 4 on draft, it would be more expensive than the 4 cans that you can take home.
Yep.
So
Yep.
just put it in your pocket. Go home.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna go 373.
I'm gonna say 386.
4.12.
Oh,
Hell yeah,
that's
it deserves
high.
it too.
That's
I think
not-
it's really good.
It's not very modest, man.
They are. Wow.
That's pretty good.
That's-
1,700 check-ins?
Yeah.
Anything
That's
over
really
a
good.
4 is
Right?
pretty legit. Yeah.
I'll tell you, though. It's a 4.25. Right? I mean, I'm right up in there.
It's a 4.25. I'd probably go there.
Yeah.
I would drink one more of these.
I
And
would
you'd
too.
have to be careful, I think.
Well, 7%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it tasted good. I really enjoyed that. It would taste good outside.
Drink
Yeah, it would.
11 more of them,
Okay.
and I'd pay the $18 for
Pay
it.
the $18,
Yeah.
man.
You'd still be sweaty. You'd be sweating beer at the end of that one.
All right, like I said at the top of the show, we got more beers coming from Allison here over the next couple of weeks. Lots of IPAs, lots and lots of IPAs, northeast style IPAs.
That's good because
So,
I'm probably never going to get there.
some of these you can't get here. So, and you can't get outside of here. I had to pack them very nicely in my suitcase and pray that then they made it
yeah.
all the way back. They all made it back. So
Good.
You tell it's
you go.
baseball season. You said back at the top of the show.
back at the top of the show, top of the inning, bottom.
Yeah,
of the, yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Watching a lot of baseball lately. So. All right. So until then, we're not going anywhere for a while.
Let's have another beer.
Thank you for listening to A Beer with Atlas. Special thanks to our brand team for producing the show. Each episode of A Beer with Atlas is powered by Atlas MedStaff, an industry leader in travel healthcare staffing.